Hello YouTube gang, welcome back to Anime in a Nutshell. Today we'll be doing a tier list on some winter 2021 anime characters. And I know this season is over. But I'm already feeling a little homesick because I missed that Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and my good old fill of hentai with redo of Healer. Just kidding, I am not that guy, I promise. I guess I should mention that this is a tier list, so the rankings will be based on my opinions. But I mean, that's a given. It's not like I'm the first one to create a tier list. If you guys like the video, please drop me a like and subscribe, and let me know below in the comments below who your favorite winter 2021 anime character is. But without further ado, let's get right into this. And first on our list we have Elizabeth from 7 Deadly Sins, and she is going straight into D tier. In this new season, she was kind of annoying, and wasn't really impactful to the story, although this whole season was basically dedicated to saving her. But man oh man, I definitely prefer the old Elizabeth, because I would take this short skirt waitress over this unimpactful vegetable any day. Next on the list we have Eren, who basically strives to kill millions of people, so what's the difference? But this new Eren I'm loving, not the killing part, but I mean this man is intense. His insane character development has me on the edge of my seat each episode, because I never know what this madman is going to do. His character design is very unique, as he strays from the good and righteousness that your generic shonen main character is all about, which is earning him a spot in S tier. Ichika from Quintessential Quintuplets is getting a T for thick. So goddamn thick. I do love Ichika though. Thighs aside, she always has this bubbly personality and always puts her sisters first, but then unfortunately she kind of goes down the rabbit hole and becomes more cunning and tries to sabotage her sisters, which isn't cool, which is why she's going into B tier. Moving on, we have Armin from Attack on Titan, and while he didn't have much screen time, he's going straight into A tier. Why? Because he had the guts to stand up to Eren. But honestly, Armin has come a long way, all the way from being a big baby back into season 1 to being relatively okay with killing people in the new season. Emma from The Promised Neverland is going right into C tier. Because fuck The Promised Neverland. This anime has officially given me trust issues. I've never seen an anime gone bad so fast. Emma in season 2 was just surrounded by a shroud of plot armor, which just turned her into a subpar shonen MC. Now Nino from Quintessential Quintuplets season 2 is B tier material. Back in season 1 and the beginning of season 2, she was a bitch, let's not sugarcoat it. This woman would drug Futaro and rip up the papers that he spent hours writing. But then we have Nino in the later episodes, and I mean, I loved her aggressive approach to romance. She may have just took #1 waifu in this anime. Sorry Miku, but I like my girls bold. Okay, so next on the list we have Gojo Sensei from Jujutsu Kaisen. S tier, 100%, no doubt in my mind. I love this guy. His character is super fucking hilarious and he's broken. He has some of the funniest character interactions in this show, and I mean look at those eyes. So dreamy. Haru from Beastars gets a C. I don't like how her character gets told in the story. It tries to make me feel sorry for her, but honestly I don't. And don't get me wrong, bullying is never a good thing, but it's as if the story wants me to feel sympathetic towards her for sleeping around. She does get some brownie points though, because she is a kind soul who always says what's on her mind. And by the way, in case you are not watching Beastars, go watch it because it's fucking amazing. Rudy from Jobless Reincarnation gets an S tier. And this guy's character is great. I would even go as far as saying that he carries the show. Rudy is next level hilarious and perverted, which allows for some wacky scenes like a baby crawling around the floor with woman's underwear on his head. And hey, I think that's cultured as fuck, so shout out to you, Rudy. Hinami from bottom tier character is going into D tier, because she is bottom tier. Haha. Her character is just extremely one-dimensional and boring. She's kind of your basic Ojo-sama character who is pretty smart and athletic. Kabane from Kemono Jihen is B tier. Because let's be real here, Kabane is basically a vegetable. He has little to no emotion and doesn't know much about the world. Which is essentially why his character is also so great, because his simple-mindedness and his super obvious questions that he asks allows for some extremely funny scenes, and his dry humor game is on point. Kumiko from So What I'm a Spider will be joining D tier, because I do not like her character. I'm sorry guys, I think the majority of jokes that she tries to crack are bad, and her personality in a nutshell falls flat, compared to a lot of other isekai main characters. Mikasa from Attack on Titan is going into C tier. And oh man, look how they massacred my girl. Animation aside, because I hate how they portrayed her new look in this anime, her character felt kinda weak, which is partially due to the fact that we never got to see Mikasa shine this season, which is usually when she's killing a shit ton of Titans. But instead we see weak Mikasa, who is being verbally abused by Eren, which just made her feel kind of lackluster. Mayako from High Rise Invasion is getting a C tier. That sounds about right. And hey, for F tier anime, C tier ain't too bad. For those of you who haven't watched High Rise Invasion, please don't. This anime is a Netflix jail, but Mayako as a character is spunky, loyal, and is kind of a yandere, if you like that. Moving on, we have Hori from Horimiya, and she is a great cook. She can clean and do the laundry. The perfect woman. Just kidding, guys. I promise. I am a feminist. And all women are queens. But Hori is extremely funny, and it's great seeing her interactions with Miyamura that is purely exclusive to those two. She is also extremely caring, and she may appear to be a tomboy sometimes, but you really have to appreciate how well-rounded she is, which is why she deserves a spot with the big boys in S rank. On to the other half of Horimiya, we have Miyamura, and he's going into A tier. In the beginning of the anime, he was just really quiet, but then we come to realize there's so much more to him once he opens up, and we find out that he is quite hilarious and also quite violent. As for the next character, we have Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. And yeah, no questions asked, straight into S tier again. Yuji's a fucking badass, and not to mention funny. His simple-minded nature makes him a fan favorite. He's also what all shonen main characters should strive for. He's not some crybaby who wants to be the #1 big hero, almighty boy, or this other guy who wants to be the Hokage, because no one likes him and he wants to be liked. Now this one is a spicy one. We have Flare from Redo of Healer, and yummy, yummy, yummy. Let's be real here, Flare's a bit. Flare is an absolute bitch. She has respect for no one and only cares about herself. But then we have the other Flare with the whole brainwashing ordeal. And as I repeat, yummy, yummy, yummy. Because she kind of just transforms into a character who appears sweet and relatively kind, but it seems like she only portrays these feelings towards Kaoru, who brainwashed her. So she's going into F tier. As a character, she starts off as a bitch, right? Then she just kind of ends off as Kaoru's sex slave. Not much personality here. But hey, thanks for the fan service. Amelia from ReZero, and I think I'm going to get some hate for this, so I don't know, should I say it? Yeah, fucking Amelia sucks, Team Rem. Kidding, guys, please don't hurt me. All she does in this anime is whine, and she's kind of selfish. She really just depends on everyone surrounding her. But sure, at the end she gets her shit together, but it took too long in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, I love ReZero, but my love lies somewhere else. And this is why Amelia is going into C tier. Rimuru from Reincarnated as a Slime is a hard S tier. I absolutely love how well-rounded his character is. He's smart, strong, outgoing, and does all this while being so humble. He treats everyone with respect regardless of status. You really need to love this guy. I don't see how you can hate him. Nohr from the hidden dungeon only I can enter is going into D tier. And I mean, Nohr suffers from something I like to call basic. His personality is so goddamn boring. Sure, he's a nice guy that would simp for any girl just to get some LP, and I appreciate his grind. I just wish he had some other personality trait other than being the nice guy. And now on to Emma, Nohr's childhood friend. And what a cute couple. They can suffer in D tier together because she's exactly the same as Nohr. Nice, basic, generic anime girl, not too much personality, and she's just super dry. Okay, so we have Kaoru from Redo of Healer, and oh man, I just feel sorry for this guy. The shit that was done to him just basically drove him crazy. It's no wonder that he's like this, but really though, when it all boils down to it, he's not a bad character, which is why he's going into B tier. At the end of the day, Kaoru is still generally really nice. Sure, he does some fucked up things to the people he's been trying to get revenge on, but look at what they did to him. Some people may call it sick, I call it an eye for an eye. Legoshi from Beastars is going into A tier. And you see, Legoshi as a main character is gentle, quiet, and humble. Generally speaking, he is unmotivated, and on paper, he might seem a little lackluster. Because sure, he isn't super spunky and outgoing, but his character is great, especially since his character fits perfectly into the storytelling and world building of Beastars. Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins is C tier material. And oh man, back in season 1, he may have been on my top 10 character list, but he just lost all those aspects that I loved about him. Back in season 1, he was carefree and had a laid back nature and a great sense of humor. However, Meliodas in the most recent season doesn't have much emotion other than me save Elizabeth, no one stop me. Miku from Quintessential Quintuplets is going into B tier, because B stands for beautiful, and Miku is a beauty, and I'm her white knight. Miku is still as sweet as she was back in season 1, and she tries her best. Sure, Nino may have taken the #1 waifu spot from her, but Miku's kind and gentle soul makes her extremely likable. Ray from The Promised Neverland season 2 is a very, very sad case, because you see there's this company called Cloverwork, and they murdered my boy Ray. In the new season, he's been reduced to a very underwhelming side character, where all he does is agree with Emma. Season 2 never took advantage of Ray's intelligence and good decision-making skills, which made him seem like a puppet to the plot, and that's why Ray is going into C tier. Senku from Dr. Stone is definitely deserving of a S tier. He's extremely smart and never backs down from a challenge. Whenever he finds himself in a pickle, he remains calm and uses science to get out of the situation. While he has very shonen ideals, his way of approaching them is a lot different, which makes his character seem so fleshed out from the beginning. And I just love how he plays to his strength and isn't afraid to be a little bit of a sleaze. douchebag. Shimano from Heaven's design team is going straight into D tier. He really has no personality at all, other than telling the design team their next project, and as well as his little bit where he says God has spoken. Sure, he's nice, and he's a little bit of a scaredy cat, but honestly his character was just lackluster. Xion from Reincarnated as a Slime is going right into A tier. I feel like out of all the supporting characters in Reincarnated as a Slime, Xion was by far the most impactful. She's funny, cute, and is a strong, independent woman. We also need to commend her loyalty to Rimuru. Subaru from ReZero has come a long way. He's more dependable, and his character is quite likable, as he's definitely a hard worker, and quite funny, but he's also a simp, so he's going into F tier. I don't like just kidding. Subaru deserves to be placed in B tier. He really is Amelia's White Knight, and hey, he doesn't even stray from saying it, so kudos to you. Tomozaki from bottom tier character is D tier material, because he's a bottom tier character. Haha, see what I did there? But really, he spends the whole show trying to change his character, which makes it a little difficult trying to grasp where he's at. However, Tomozaki is quiet, boring, and competitive. He hates losing because he's a gamer, but if you check my League of Legends history, I lose all the time, but I guess I'm just a bottom tier character myself. Last on the list, we have Yuri from High Rise Invasion, and she's going straight into F tier. And holy shit, it's kinda lonely at the bottom here. And man, oh man, Netflix jail must be rough. Yuri is super energetic and always pumped up. She's basically a female version of Naruto, but holy shit, her character just felt so out of place. You would think this girl would be a little bit more serious and cautious when she's in some other world essentially being hunted, but that's not the case with Yuri, because she has plot armor. Her character design just seemed extremely dated, and I mean Naruto was cool back in 2007. Well guys, that's it for my tier list. I know it's extremely lonely down at the bottom in F tier, but hey, Winter 2021 was just that good. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop me a like and subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and peace out.